You got a donation?
No, but go ahead.
Oh, nice, nice. Hey, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. What brings you?
Souls.
So what brings you on?
Oh, well, first off, I want to ask if you did any research on Sharia law since the last time we spoke a few days ago.
I haven't done research, but I already know it's a very religious, pro-male, right-leaning form of governance. I kind of already know what it's about.
Right. So, I mean, last time we were talking about just the understanding of the perspective of the disdain towards Islam. Mm-hmm. And Islam ran countries. Not that I'm not a war sympathizer. Let me start off by saying that to the new viewers that didn't hear last time. You know, I'm not pro-war.
So you believe Trump made the wrong decision with the Iran war?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
I'm not pro-war. I mean, I was trying to just speak on the behalf of people who have disdain towards Islam.
But let me say this. Ilhan Omar, the congresswoman up in Minnesota, she's been a congresswoman for several years now. There's no inclination of Sharia law taking hold in Minnesota. She's not promoting that. She's a Muslim.
Well, I would counterpoint that sentiment and the same sentiment you made last time with Mamdani and a few other Muslim people who are in official positions, that they're looking to play it in the long term, the long con.
But what are you basing that on, though?
But they admit this. I mean, this is their way that their modus operandi.
Explain.
They're instructed by their Quran to take over other nearby countries, to dominate these countries.
Aren't we doing? But wait a minute, aren't we doing that as Christians? Trump's talking about Greenland. He just did that to Venezuela. We're actually doing what you're concerned about them doing.
That's a fair point to make, and I can concede to the totalitarian actions of the Trump administration being also evil. Like I said last time, I want to talk about mostly moral consistency to be the main point of conversation, because all this is really muddied waters. I think we can all kind of agree on that.
Okay, but I guess where we have the difference of agreement is I don't. Me personally, I do not fear Mamdani now I don't know a lot about Abdul El Said, or whatever his name is, over in Michigan yet, because he's new to the field. But I don't see Mamdani and think, oh my God, he wants Sharia law in New York.
Me neither. I don't think that as well. I think that the real issue is maybe 50, 60 years down the line, you know, when there's more majority.
I mean, I got conservatives on the program all the time that say women shouldn't have the right to vote. I mean, do we expect 50 years from now they're going to take women's right to vote away?
No, I mean, you're making a straw man argument. I mean, I don't agree with that.
But they're saying it.
I mean, but I don't agree with what everybody says.
I'm just, what's confusing me is you're making this leap that the ultimate goal of Muslim candidates is to impose Sharia law on America. In the future, you're saying down the line, I'm not seeing anything from these folks other than the speculation coming from the right.
But it's not speculation. It's literally their modus operandi. That's what they do.
All of them.
Historically, that's what Islam does, is it conquers. Most Islam countries that are predominantly Islam now historically originated majority Christian countries.
I see way more conquering from Christians than I do Muslims.
I would say that there's definitely more of a focus on the Christian conquering throughout history, but there is a huge amount of conquering done by the Islamic.
Yeah, but it's significantly greater from the Christian sect. I mean,
I would say that your perspective may be a little shifted.
Let me tell you why I'm saying. Let me tell you why I'm saying it. Think about how many countries on earth speaks French, Spanish, or English, when we know the native people in those countries did not speak that, because they went to those countries. The French, the English, and the Spaniards went to these places conquering people. You don't see Arabic being spoken all over the planet like that. The Arabic folks, the Muslims, were not doing any, maybe in their region, maybe some in the continent of Africa. That's about it. But when you talk about the other, they're all over the world doing it, and they're all Christian, by the way.
Islam is the world's fastest growing religion right now.
Okay.
I mean, that kind of, at the very least, kind of disproves your point that Christianity is this more dominant and controlling of the two.
Well, I'm telling you, Christianity, I believe there are far more places on earth where Christians went and forced Christianity upon the people than where Muslims went and forced Islam on the people. Because Christianity is all over the world now.
We can agree to disagree on that one, I guess, and move on.
I'm surprised you would say that, considering most of the Americas, North and South America, all the way from Canada all the way down to the tip of Chile, most of that shit came from folks coming from Europe forcing Christianity on all of those countries in between. I don't think any of them folks were Christians as a native before those European countries came here and forced that on them. I don't think any of those countries, all the way from Chile up to Canada.
I see your point for sure. I think it's definitely like up to that would be maybe more of a historian's debate, right? But I'm not as well versed as maybe I should be if I was going to debate that. I think it's something that I think we can maybe agree to disagree with that particular perspective.
I mean,
I have something for you though, sir.
What do you got?
Something for you, sir.
What do you got?
A hypothetical: a 16-year-old girl.
16-year-old girl
assaulted sexually. Who should be put to death? One of them has to be put to death. The woman, the 16-year-old girl, or the man that assaulted her. Who should be put to death?
Wait a minute, I gotta get more. Well, first of all, I'm not a capital punishment kind of guy. Certainly in cases where the victim is not even dead. So I'm probably gonna say nobody, but let me make sure I get clarity on your story. A 16-year-old is assaulted. I'm assuming assaulted by the man?
Correct.
So what is the woman's place in this?
Well, according to the Sharia law, she allowed the man to assault her, and she's convicted of adultery, and it's punishable by death.
So what is the woman, the mother of the kid or something?
No, a 16-year-old girl.
Right.
Is assaulted by a man.
Okay.
The man is let free, and the woman is put to death.
Oh, so there's only two people in your story. Okay, you made it sound like a mom was selling her child to a man that was okay.
Not in this specific story.
Okay. So yeah, I understand what you're saying. So what you're saying is
the state put Atefa Rajabi. I just learned about this woman, so I apologize if I mispronounce her name, but I can spell it really quickly for you and your viewers.
Don't worry about it. Just give me the story. You don't need to spell the name. You don't need to spell it.
Atefehrajabi, and she's a real 16-year-old girl that was put to death by the state, ran by Sharia law, because she was sexually assaulted.
Okay, here's the point I want to make.
What do you think about that?
I think it's terrible, but
terrible.
But the point I want to make is we're making it sound. Let's say, for instance, Afghanistan with the Taliban and Sharia law. We're making it sound like the law that exists in Afghanistan under the Taliban is the same law they practice in Tajikistan, in Jordan, in Kuwait, in Bahrain. Each one of these countries I'm sure they got different derivatives of those laws. Like in Iran, for instance, the women aren't completely covered up like they are in Afghanistan. Mm-hmm. So you're making it sound like it's a one-size-fits-all, that if you live in a Muslim country, what you just stated is happening.
Last time you heard of a rape victim being put to death in America? Conviction, like they went to court, and when the court was like, yeah, you got assaulted, you shouldn't have been assaulted, you shouldn't have let that happen, and they put her to death. That's never once happened on American soil. I disagree with you in regards to saying it hasn't happened anytime recently, but we can talk about the Salem witch trials and all. Christians used to do a lot of the shit we now find as horrible. We used to do that stuff. We just don't do it anymore. But a lot of the horrible stuff that the Muslim religion did, Christianity used to killing gays and all of that stuff. All that stuff used to happen too under Christianity. but they're doing it now.
Okay, I agree with it. I agree it's wrong, but
they're doing it now. Sir.
Okay, but that's not happening in every you make it sound like every Islamic country in existence, if a woman is assaulted, she can be put to death. You're going with a law from one extreme area and making it sound like that happens everywhere.
Well, I don't think there's any other place in first world countries, especially Christian countries, that do that. Ever.
I don't think that's happening in most Muslim countries.
Yeah, that's where you're wrong. That's why I spelled the name out for you.
Yeah, I do not believe that if a woman is assaulted by a man in any Arabic country, the woman stands a chance of being put to death. Whether we're talking Kuwait, whether we're talking Jordan, whether...
Rajabi.
Huh?
Atefa Rajabi.
What country was that? What country was it in?
I believe... don't make me lie to you. I just learned about this yesterday.
Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you flat out, without having any knowledge of what goes on in Arab countries, there's no way I'm going to believe that the entire Arab world all of their laws the same, no matter what country you're in. I don't believe that, because all Christians don't do it.
I told you last time, look into Sharia law, sir.
It doesn't matter if I can look into anything and tell you it changes from people to people. I can look into Christianity. It changes from country to country. Everybody don't believe in the exact same thing.
Okay, so switch gears a little bit, because seems like might not agree with this. Do you think that it's okay for countries these same countries, Islam ran Sharia law countries, to put other people who are not of the Islamic faith, is it fair to put them to death?
Once again, I need to know what country that's happening in, because there are Christians that live in Islamic countries.
There is like well-documented, long, ongoing persecution and religious persecution of anybody that's not Islam in these Muslim in these Islamic countries.
So your point, once again, your point is, if you are a Christian or a non-Islamic person, you're going to be persecuted if you live in any Muslim country.
Yes.
That's not true. That's just flat out false. That's not true.
I think it's way more so over, maybe not a whole truth of 100%, but you're talking about, like, you know, more than half, you know, the majority. You know, like if you proclaim your faith in Christ, for instance, in the middle of Iran, they will persecute you. You cannot go and start passing out Bibles in Iran.
So you're saying there are no Christians in Iran?
There are very, very, very few, because they've been murdered for decades upon decades, hundreds of years. It goes back centuries, because it's a part of their holy book. That's what I keep trying to say, is that they're directed by their holy book, their Quran, and the law of the land, Sharia law, that is based on the Quran, to kill people.
Okay, let me just say this. I'm gonna plead ignorance, but I want to ask my device, because I don't know if you're right or wrong. Alexa, are there any Christians in the nation of Iran?
Very few.
Yes, Iran is home to Christian minorities. The 2016 census counted roughly 130,000 Christians, about 0.16% of the population, mainly Armenians and Assyrians, with historic churches in Tehran, Isfahan, Urmia, and Tabriz.
So it's a few.
Ask her about religious prosecution in Iran.
In what are there, Alexa? Are there religious prosecutions in the nation of Iran?
Yes, Iran conducts religious prosecutions. Christians have faced a six-fold rise in arrests, lengthy prison sentences, and charges like acting against national security or apostasy, which can lead to execution. The Penal Code's Article 500 allows heavy punishments for proselytizing activities deemed contrary to Islam. Want to learn about how international organizations are responding to these human rights
Alexa,
challenges?
stop. So it does happen, and they do have Christians there as well. So, but here's what my audience is asking me. Hold on. But here is what the audience is asking. What does that have to do with the United States?
Well, we're talking about one thing. I don't, not really referring to the United States in reference. Remember, we were talking about moral consistency. I'm not saying two wrongs make a right, and I'm only trying to defend the perspective of the disdain towards Islam.
Okay. All right. Well, if that's the case, then you could have somebody in Iran that says, I don't want Christianity here because you guys have a history of sleeping with kids. I mean, because that's something that happened throughout the Christian religion for centuries. So, I mean, you could take an extreme from anything.
But legally, we have like the age of consent in adults, right? Like 17 or 16, I think, in some southern states, right? But then, I mean, in these Muslim countries, ask what's the age of consent to marry in Iran. Ask your Alexa.
I unfortunately, for time, I got to move on. I don't know what the age of consent. Alexa can't hear you. She can't hear you. Nice try, though. I gotta move.
You want that one on your podcast.
I mean, I'm assuming that it's a young age is what you do realize that in America there are places, as long as you get parental consent.
You brought up a point about America being interested in younger women, but dude, these Muslim countries, they marry off kids 12 years old. What are you talking about?
So what are you getting at then?
They are normalized in their society to sleep with what we consider children on a regular basis.
Okay, I don't know where you.
That's a fact. It's a fact. It's an obvious fact. Just Google it.
Okay, I guess where you and I have the disagreement is you believe that any Muslim that runs for office in America is trying to turn America.
That's a straw horse argument.
Then it's a waste of an. If you don't believe they're trying to turn America into that, then it's a waste of a conversation.
Look, sir, it's a straw man argument. It's a classic straw man. I'm not talking about the current political Muslims right now in America. We're talking about the disdain for Islam and why people may have a disdain for Islam. That's all I'm talking about.
Okay, all right. But then they're hating Islam because they're taking the worst of it and assuming that that's what's going to happen. That's what they're doing. They're picking look, you can pick the worst of anybody or anything as a reason to hate them. You can do that to anything.
But we have to look at what's normal in the societies, what's normalized, and what's most commonplace in those societies. And Sharia law is commonplace. It's the law of the land. It's persecution of women and children. And our law of the land is not like that.
Yeah, and I don't think that applies to all Muslim countries either, what you're talking about. All right. Well, fair enough. I got to move it on for time. Thanks for coming through.
As always, peace. Thank you so much for having me on. I wish you the best. I hope you get big donations. I'm about to send you a little bit right now.
Thank you. Appreciate that. That would help. Thank you.
Hey, love to all your viewers too. I wish the best for everybody.
All right, fair enough. And go ahead and drop. Appreciate the support. All right, tap the screen, by the way, folks. Get your guy up to 130,000. Look, what he said, we certainly had a back and forth, and I disagree, and I do got another caller here. I disagree with him, but I will say this. He is right that many folks are using what he talked about as a reason to not like Muslim candidates. Is they're using the extremes of the Arab community and operating on the belief that they're going to try to do that stuff here. So that part, I don't totally disagree with them on that, but I don't think there's any concern for Sharia law taking hold in America at all. I just do not see any chance of that happening. He said maybe 50 years down the line. I don't see it. I just don't see it. Obviously, I won't be around then, but I don't see it. It's me, though. Can you hear me?
Oh, my God, yeah, I can. Can you hear me, Tim?
I can hear you loud and clear on Substack. What brings you on?
Oh, man, well, first off, long-time listener.
Thank you.
Yes, you've been fantastic. I have so many opinions on, like, MAGA reacts and just, like, those fucking people. They're crazy, dude. But I do appreciate that you have a platform that invites everybody.
Yes.
Even though I don't like them, I listen, and MAGA Reacts is really interesting. But he is just a butt lick for Trump completely, 100%. I could go on and on about that. But
fair enough.
Anyways, but with like the Sharia law shit, like nobody has suggested that. None of that shit has come up. It's just all fear mongering bullshit to hide like
that's the way I take it as well. That's the way I take it as well, because like I mentioned, there are some countries where a woman can barely show anything but her eyes, and there are other countries where a woman barely has to wear a headscarf. They're not practicing the same law in every Islamic country.
Yeah, and it's not fucking here. It's not America, and that's not coming here. Like, so I don't know why they keep trying to like pivot to all this shit. Like, I want religious freedom for everyone. I myself am not religious in the least bit at all, but like, it's cool that you do your thing. That, you know, but like Sharia law is just like not. It's not anything that comes up here. It's not happening here, and it's not going to happen here. It's not going to be here 50 years from now. And it's just more fearmonger bullshit so that we can...
Well, it's working, though.
Deflect from the good shit that Mamdani is doing. No, for sure. But, like, also, did you see there was, like... yeah, no, it's... Sorry. I'm getting all over the place. I'm, like, nervous because I haven't been on here.
Don't worry about it. Take your time.
Yeah, but like, and then they're doing like the last caller was just doing this like both sides stuff where it's like, we've been doing stuff with younger girls, but then they're doing it with even younger kids or whatever. Like, it's, so what? It's bad. Like, they can't even admit that it's just fucking bad. They just want to be corrupt. Like, this is the most corrupt fucking party. Like, if they have the House, the Senate, the Supreme Court, like, shit should not be all expensive like it is. Gas prices should be cheap.
Well, they're blaming some of that on Biden, and the other half they're blaming on the